Hey everyone, it's Dr. Michael Bruce, the Sleep Doctor. This week we're going to be diving into a question that I get nearly daily and one you may be asking yourself: why am I still tired after a full night of sleep? Chances are you've heard the standard advice: get 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night for optimal health. It's bad enough that for some of us that's hard to achieve. First of all, most of us don't know where to start. Something as simple as a sleep calculator, which you can find on my website at www.thesleepdoctor.com, or taking my chrono quiz can be helpful. Go to chronoquiz.com as well. But it is so frustrating making every effort to get those 7 to 8 hours of sleep and still waking up exhausted and relying on caffeine to try to combat daytime sleepiness. I'll explain why 7 to 8 hours of sleep guideline doesn't actually work for everyone, and some of the reasons behind why you're always tired, plus some natural sleep remedies to boost your energy. The first thing we need to tackle is why 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Chances are someone recommended this to you, whether it's your primary care physician, a friend, or just advice you've come across after battling daytime fatigue. The guidelines were established by the National Sleep Council, which routinely visits sleep recommendation guidelines for everyone from babies to teenagers and adults. The latest guidelines came out in around 2015. While these are guidelines, sleep experts have continued to see time and time again that those recommendations just don't fit everyone. Sometimes I wish just one set of guidelines, one sleep aid, or a single tip could help all of my clients fight insomnia. Did you know 68% of U.S. residents have sleep issues at least once a week, according to a 2016 Consumer Report survey of over 4,000 Americans? So it makes sense that while 7 to 9 hours of sleep may work for the average adult, it just doesn't work for everyone. If you feel like you need to catch up on sleep over the weekends, don't. More sleep is not always the answer. So when a client asks why they're still tired after 12 hours of sleep, I start becoming concerned because sleeping too much can have its own serious side effects. The truth is that while up to 35% of Americans are considered chronically sleep deprived, that isn't the only problem. Many of us are getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, but especially for those suffering from a true sleep disorder, your risk for depression and other life issues is still extremely high. If 7 to 9 hours of sleep isn't working, here are some of the most common reasons why you're still feeling tired. Number one, you're not sleeping as much as you think. This is a common problem, not unlike going on a diet. Unless you're tracking your sleep, it can be easy to lose track of just how many hours you're actually getting. You can have the best intentions and end up staying up late looking at emails instead of going to bed when you planned. Another reason you might not be getting as much sleep quality as you think is ambient light. Consider using an eye mask so that all the light is blocked. Also, you want to start tracking your sleep. You don't have to be a sleep expert like me to track your sleep. For many people, I recommend a sleep tracking device because you'll get information not only on how many hours you sleep, but how much of that sleep is deep sleep. I've got my tracker right here. Another reason could be you have sleep apnea. This is a sleep issue is directly related to not being aware of how much sleep you're getting and why a sleep tracker might be helpful. If you or your partner snores, there's a high probability that you could be suffering from something called sleep apnea. I've talked a lot on sleep apnea and its negative impact on your health. With more than 18 million Americans suffering from sleep apnea, it's definitely something you need to look into. If you do have an undiagnosed case of sleep apnea, one of the most common symptoms is daytime sleepiness. That's because sleep apnea regularly disrupts deep sleep, which is vital for tissue growth and repair. If you snore at all, it's worth getting checked because undiagnosed sleep apnea can not only cause you to always feel tired, but it can lead to some serious cardiovascular conditions like high blood pressure, abnormal heart rate, even heart attacks. The good news is that sleep apnea is 100% treatable. The most effective treatment is either a CPAP machine or an oral appliance with a little bit of weight loss. Lifestyle changes such as general weight loss and reducing alcohol consumption can also be extremely helpful. But remember, always consult a medical professional and avoid self-diagnosing. Number 3, you're fighting your chronotype. The third reason why you're always tired after a full night's sleep deserves actually an entire video, but for now, I'll leave it to this. I think you could be fighting your chronotype. There are many things we do throughout our day that drain our energy, even after a night of restorative sleep. While we all have days where we're struggling to stay awake, sleep deprivation can cause chronic lack of concentration and harms both our physical as well as our mental health. From drinking caffeine at the wrong time to eating dinner too early or too late, little habits that fight our biological clocks make it harder to fall asleep, stay asleep, and power through our day. This is in some ways the hardest solution to follow, adjusting your routine for unique needs. This can take time, patience, and a little bit of trial and error. Your first step to optimizing your energy is to find out when exactly your body thrives when it comes to eating, sleeping, and even exercising and socializing. To do that, take my chronotype quiz at chronoquiz.com. From there, you can learn the ways to reorient your day. And by doing so, you're making the very most out of those 7 to 9 hours of sleep. You'll start feeling more energized as your body adjusts. As a send-off, I'll leave you with this. Feeling tired all the time is something that we seem to have accepted as a society, but it shouldn't be. You deserve to live your best life possible, and you don't need to succumb to the dangers of relying on energy drinks to get you through your day. Until next time, I'm Dr. Michael Bruce, wishing you sweet dreams.